Well, when you decide to buy a house, one of the biggest decisions is, are you going to buy into an HOA or no HOA? HOA stands for Homeowners Association. Most commonly, when you buy a condo or a townhouse, there's an HOA. There's an association in the community. You pay a monthly fee or sometimes a quarterly fee, and that takes care of some common amenities, whether it's lawn care, if there's a community pool, etc. The good of an HOA is that you have to do less work and you may get more amenities. The bad of an HOA is you have to pay more money maybe for something you don't use, and you have more bureaucracy because you have more people who make the decision on the shared parts of the community. You're not as independent as a single family house with no HOA. When I owned a house, a condo for 15 years, I was part of an HOA, so I have experience. Today, I looked at 2 home bases with no HOA. And more property is coming on the market as we get to September, and I'm getting excited. The first thing I saw today was a 1/4 acre of land with a small single family house with 2 utility hookups, 2 RV spots for RVs. Electrical, sewer, water, 2 RV spots with utility hookups, and a single family house. So I'd be totally compliant with having an RV there because I have a regular dwelling. Good to see you, Mary Taz. Good to see you, Inspired James. Keeping up with Brie. I love you. Adam, I love you. I'm going to get to all these live comments. Leave a comment if you've ever been part of an HOA or if you don't want an HOA. Don't be scared if you have this. I want to say love to everyone. Let's say that. The other property I looked at was a 1/2 acre, 2 parcels of land. For each parcel's $50,000, so a total $100,000. I can buy individual parcels, but you'd probably want to buy both for privacy. It has electric and well water, no sewer. But I think this guy kind of used it as an RV camping retreat. I don't know technically if zoning would allow that, but I want to tell you that this property is beautiful. Okay. This is a nomad's private, secluded home base. I can't believe I'm finding these things. Okay. Be patient. So both of these properties, whether it's the 1/2 acre of land with no structure on it, but it has electric. That's all you really need. Electric is your main utility that you need if you're kind of like this nomad with a home base, because you just need air conditioning and heating. And you can run well water, yeah, but you can just, you can haul water, buy gallons of spring water. I'm not going to drink tap water anyway. But again, this is for a single person nomad. And the other one with no HOA is, guys, a single family house with 2 spots for RVs. Both of these are within 10 minutes of the beach. Guys, we're getting close. Okay, I'll tell you that. The other 2 options, okay, of the RV lot, okay, in the countryside for $35,000, that has an HOA. $200 a month, but you get some common amenities in the community. And you don't have to do lawn maintenance. Both of the properties with no HOA, I would have to either do the lawn or I would have to hire someone else. For the single family property, I'd be responsible, for the roof or for the, etc. And you don't control your neighborhood. Your neighbor can park 5 cars on their lawn. I've seen it. Or your neighbor could complain about you parking an RV. I mean, there's a lot. That's the thing. When an HOA, they set the rules and the community governs itself. When there's no HOA, there's still rules. There's county and township rules. And if your neighbors disagree with your interpretation of the rules, they will call code enforcement. I had it happen when I grew up in a single family house. Our lawn got too out of control. So even if you don't live in an HOA, guys, they still rules. And believe me, they'll enforce them. And you can get fined if you don't comply. And now I got to take care of lawn. See, without an HOA, you get some benefit, but you get some pain. If I want to go travel for 2 months, I got to make sure the lawn's getting done. Make sure the neighbor's not complaining. An HOA, you're paying that fee every month, but you don't have to take care of anything. So I want to share with you in this video, as I look at potential home bases, and I have a few now, as we get to September, which is the best time to buy property, especially in Florida, September, October. All the kids are going back to school, and that's a seasonal low time for realtor sales. Extended unemployment benefits end on Labor Day. Guys, we'll see what dimension we end up in by the end of this year. But no matter what situation, HOA, no HOA, stimulus, no stimulus, always buy below your means. Always buy in an area that inspires you. Does the home bases with no HOA, do they inspire me? The areas do. They're within 10 minutes of the beach. One within 5. They're within 5 minutes of supermarkets, Starbucks, etc. Actually, though, to be honest, the one in the countryside, for some odd reason, inspires me the most. As far as the lot, okay? I don't like how out there it is, okay? That's a negative. The one beach bungalow, it has a lot going for it. It has a very nasty HOA. The people who run that HOA, guys, it's like, I mean, I deal with anyone, guys. So I'll play the game because I know how to play the game of life. You know what I mean? But I want to tell you, I know what I'm up against. I know the beach bungalow. I'm around rich folk. I got no problem. But I know that the people who run the show in that HOA, I know I got to navigate it a certain way, which I got no problem doing, but it takes a little extra effort. Okay. The countryside HOA, I'm sure there's a couple people in there, but it's guys, when you get elderly and when you live countryside, there's always going to be some bickering, but these people they're more into simplicity, okay? And they're elderly and they're not, they're in a certain stage of life. The beach bungalow it's a resorty, it's a lot of things going on. The countryside, simple, basic, elderly, laid back. The no HOAs, I'm responsible for the lawn. I'm responsible to manage my relationship with my neighbors. And that's the difference. I want to communicate. I want to share with you. I want to help you learn. I owned a house for 15 years with HOA. I'm looking at houses without it. I was raised in a house without an HOA. I've experienced, I'm sharing with you. Look, guys, it's always damn tempting to stay on the road, do nothing, stay in your car. Because there's a pro and there's a con. And I got a good right now. But I want to add something. And if I can I found some reasonable home bases. I'm looking at something. Okay? And obviously I got the option to just buy the Class B van, get a camping pass, and that's it. And I got I stay on the road. Maximum tax deduction, maximum freedom, less liabilities. But that's the message tonight. Now we're going to all members' comments. Great to see my members. Gratitude. Gratitude for everyone who watches the channel, supports it, clicks the thumbs up. All my members, thank you. Check out my man Mark. He just did the final character of me getting pulled over the other week when I got pulled over for doing 39 and a 35 mile per hour. Oh, we got super chats, my man Hal. I hope you're feeling better from COVID, brother. One of the people selling these home bases with no HOA, they got COVID. Guys, COVID's going up. Hal says that unemployment era is over in 2 weeks. It's done. He goes, I have old coworkers that are nervous. Well, they should have got their ass going. I kind of don't feel bad for them. I've been there. There was a time in my life where I waited till my last unemployment check. So I empathize, but once I learned my lesson, I'll never do that again. They said I was nuts looking. Yeah, I remember when I told people this time last year, don't wait till the end of unemployment. Start working now. And they were like, screw you. Now? Yeah, that time's passed. And now they don't have as much. How? they don't have as many options as you because you started applying for a job months ago. You got a job months ago. You had a more selection of more options. Now the people applying, less options, they're more desperate. That's when you make a bad decision. You make a better decision when you got more options, you're not desperate. You make a worse decision when you got less options, you're more desperate. I want you to learn that. Hal, thank you. My man Cal, $4.99 Super Chat. Sam, would you consider 100% win, interesting, when it comes to your home-based situation? Good question. What is your most ideal outcome? I like this question. Prayers that you find a great deal. Thank you for your positive love and support. There's nothing 100% in life. Nothing. So I am a optimist but a realist. Okay. So I know and I accept that life is a coffee stain on your shirt. Life, okay, is a speeding ticket for 39 miles per hour in a 35. Life is a little bit unfair and imperfect. The earth is on a tilt. One tit is bigger than the other. Okay. And so we learn to accept imperfection, but we strive for a better life. We don't settle for something that doesn't inspire us. That's my whole point from selling my condo with an HOA so I can relocate to Florida. Now, whether I buy an HOA or not, I'm not sure. What's my ideal situation? Less maintenance, some stability, some privacy, and below my financial means. Let's break it down. Does the RV lot countryside fit that criteria? Yes. It has an HOA, but I would say it fits I love the lot. I love the lot. The biggest negative with that is I don't love that it's out there. It's away from the beach. Okay. But I love that I'm still financially free. I love the lot. Overall, the people I met in the community and even the HOA, they've been positive. I love that. Okay. I could see myself doing that. The beach bungalow, love the location. I know a couple people from that area. I love them. But it's a little stuffy as far as there's an arrogance because it's a little bit higher end. And the HOA is very difficult to deal with. So are the property owners because they're selling by owner. They don't respond quickly. The biggest thing I want to tell you when it comes to business or personal, response time. Response time. Respond to emails quickly. Respond to comments on YouTube quickly. Respond to text message quickly. The relationship is over when you get a late response. Okay. Now, guys, there's some exceptions. You know, someone's in the bathroom. Someone, don't force it. I've been there. I mean, but to me, you should get a response always within 24 hours of any request, but always try to even do better than that. If someone doesn't respond to you within 24 hours, or to me, again, within hours, I think you're going to lose business. When I had an electrical contracting business, I would get jobs because I would call right back. I would follow up. I would show up on time. I can't tell you how many contractors, they won't even call you back when you want a quote. So back to your question. The beach bungalow is beautiful, but I could tell it's going to be busting my balls a little bit. It's a little financially more than I would like to spend. HOA is high. Thank you, Inspired James. Thank you, everyone. The people a little tight. I feel like the location is awesome. But in the winter, that area is a little crowded too, so that's a little negative. The single family house I saw today with 2 RV lots on that property with no HOA. The positive is, guys, I got no rules, no regulations. The negatives is neither do my neighbors. Okay, they could have 5 junkie RVs on their property. Okay. They could have barking dogs, pit bulls. So then what do? Do you want to start calling the township code enforcement on your neighbors? You rather the HOA deal with your neighbors than the code, because now they're going to bust your balls. And then that's why you got to be careful. When you buy a single family house with no HOA, you aren't winning unless you are getting along with your neighbors. But I like the upside of the potential of the 1/4 acre single family house with 2 RV lots, 5 minutes within the beach, by supermarkets, hospitals. That's a go. The half-acre raw land with utilities and great landscaping. I love the price. I love, but I'm surrounded by a lot of single-family houses. Okay. But all these people have RVs. So I just don't know the community yet. I only found out about this recently. I got to research that more this week. So right now, and the other option is get a Class B, stay on the road full-time, get a camping pass. And the final option is do nothing, which I've tended to do. I have a hard time believing I'm going to do nothing forever. I mean, eventually something happens. Either I don't want to do nothing. It doesn't make sense. My car breaks down. I got almost 200,000 miles on it. Eventually I do something else. It's a matter of what I do. I'm getting closer, I feel in my spirit. I could be wrong. So right now, out of all my options, I would say the RV lot countryside is very high up. And I would say the Class B's up there. I'm going to give you my top three. RV lot, countryside. Class B with a camping pass is up there. And and that's interesting. What's my third pick as of right now? Do I go beach bungalow or do I go... I didn't see this half-acre one enough to... let me pick between the beach bungalow and the single-family house with 2 RV lots. Man, that's tough, man. I haven't got enough to absorb the single-family house with 2 RV lots. I got to ride around it at night. But the beach bungalow or that is rounding up third place. That's the update. Let's go to all members' comments, guys. Thank you for your patience. Thank you, Cal. Thank you, Hal. Shout out to everyone out there. Top of the comments, Mary Todd, great to see you. Shout out to you. Shout out to your doggy. My man, Inspired James. Hey, structured topic. Let's go. Within the first 15 minutes of the live feed, stick to your structured topic. Why? You got to focus your message, focus your energy. Then you go into all members' comments and you talk about that and you talk about a variety of other things. Why? You have to have structure plus free-flowing creativity, okay? You got to have community plus direction. It can't just be a pandering session. It can't just be a therapy session. You have to have something that you're focusing and you're sharing on, and then you have to engage on a real level, not a pandering level. Now, what do most people want? Look, most people just want someone to talk to. I tell you guys real. So I think you can go very far in life if you're a good listener, okay, and you take a level of interest in other people. Other people want to talk. All you have to do is ask the right questions and shut up. And you'll go very far in life if you figure that out, okay? Now, again, if you ever go to an HOA meeting, not too many people figured that out, okay? Because they complain, they bitch, they moan. Then none of them want to run for HOA, but they all know how to change the HOA. But guys, what do? I pay my monthly fee, and I try, I only get involved if I really need to, Keep it up with Bree. You're beautiful. You wear everything you want to wear. You have full confidence in yourself. I love you. I respect you. Shout out to all my nurses. I love you, Bree. Adam, good evening, Sam. Hope you had a positive day. If paperwork is not done, paperwork's not done on any home base. The deal is never done until the paperwork's signed and is fully executed. I could sign a contract today, but if it's contingent on a home inspection, if it's contingent on a loan, if it's contingent on any factors, then the deal is not executed until all those factors are met. Okay. Now, that's when you get into this big legal part of buying property. Very intimidating. I've been through it a few times, so I'm more versed now. I've done the research, the studying. But the real truth is, any deal you can get screwed on. You can do all the research. I always think in my mind, especially with these communities with no HOA, I always think about, why is this person selling? Am I going to get screwed here? Like even the one I saw today, like this investor bought it about a year ago. Now he's selling it. I'm thinking to myself, is something wrong here? The HOA communities, there tends to be nothing majorly wrong as long as you read the meeting minutes and you find out there's no major assessments coming. Like the building that collapsed in Miami, if you were buying that building last year, you would have not been surprised if you read the meeting minutes. Because for the past 10 years, they've been documenting in their meeting minutes that we need to raise funds to repair the structure of the building. And the people in the HOA kept voting not to raise the funds because they didn't want a special assessment. So the answers to an HOA are in the HOA meeting minutes. If you buy the HOA and if you don't read the last year of HOA meeting, guys, it's basically like you're marrying someone you never met. So in a single family property, the problem is you don't have that documentation. You don't know, okay, what has happened in that community. In the HOA, you know, like if someone got attacked by a dog, if there was a break-in, because it's all in the meeting minutes most of the time. In a single family house, you don't know what happened on that street. Was there a murder last week? I mean, it's not. So that's the risk. Everything has a pro and a con. But one thing I have a little fear is that buying property is a risk because it's a long-term commitment. What I love about the nomad life or the non-attached life or even renting life is, look, there's no liability. But if you buy below your means and if you pick the right area, you can improve your control to a certain degree over your environment, increase the value of your daily routine possibly, and long-term financial upside when it comes to asset allocation, inflation, etc. But there's a lot of factors here, guys. Buying a home is a big decision. Hopefully that helped you. Inspired James, hey Mary Toss, Adam, I have to take tomorrow off to handle my parents' insurance paperwork. Found out that their insurance is going to relapse on September 1st. Well, thank you for sharing. Look, insurance, especially in the United States of America, which is one of the only first world developed countries that doesn't have universal health care. Canada, Europe, Australia, all the big other developed countries, they all have the level of universal health care. Now, America has Medicaid, which for the very poor, and they have Medicare. You don't have health care for, those in the middle class. There is Obamacare, which is a subsidy based on your income. But even when you have Medicare or Medicaid, there's still bureaucracy. But even when you're buying on the public market by yourself, I was a business owner, I looked into it, there's bureaucracy. You can't get away from bureaucracy. When there's an HOA, there's more. When there's insurance companies involved, there's more. Look, one thing I like about the RV lot, guys, there's no home insurance because there's no home. I get insurance on the RV, $50 a month, that's it. A single family house, home insurance in Florida, skyrockets. Because it's a high liability for insurance companies. Floods, hurricanes, etc. A raw RV lot, very limited liability because you just concrete pad with utilities. You could tow that travel trailer off it or leave it on, just pay for travel trailer insurance. So that's part of my decision-making process. Loved you, Adam. Praying for your family, praying for your insurance issue. We love you. We appreciate you. Mary Taz. Hey, Inspired James. Adam, good evening, Inspired James. My man, Inspired James. Thumbs up to algorithm. Thumbs it up. Click that thumbs up. Share the video. Leave a comment. Why? We're almost at 25,000 subs. But even if we go back down to zero, I want to say thank you to everyone who has ever watched my videos. Thank you to anyone who has ever supported them because I have gratitude, not entitlement. I'm not entitled to get to 25,000. I'm not entitled to have my YouTube channel tomorrow. I'm thankful for every moment. I do the best I can. I've enjoyed the journey. There's been pain involved. There's been pleasure. There's both. I don't know what the future holds. I mean, obviously, if I get a home base, things change a little bit. I actually think in one sense, things would change the most if I get a Class B van and don't get a home base. Because I think I'll be more stationary. Because I'm not going to be zipping around doing videos of different stuff. I'm just going to be camping. In one sense, an RV lot or a home base where I could put an RV, then maybe if I get the home base cheap enough, maybe I get the Class B, put that there for the 2 months I go every year up to see my mom, and then just have a small little shelter for a gym and an office. That's the one thing I liked about the single family house today I saw with no HOA with 2 RV hookups. If I really wanted to, I could Airbnb that all day, but there's a lot of entanglement. The house is not in that great a condition. I don't want to deal with renters. But when you're buying an HOA, you can't always Airbnb. These are things you got to remember, not just for yourself, but for resale. Very important. So, but if I buy this single family house that has less than 1,000 square foot house on it with no HOA, I make the house pretty much a gym and an office and just a hub if my mom ever needed it. But other than that, I'm not going to spend any time in it. I get a Class B. I put that there, and I use it periodically and mainly for 2 months. And I keep a regular car. But that's a lot of expense when you add it all up. Now, if I get the RV lot Countryside, that RV lot's so cheap, 30,000 or so. I mean, the travel trailer is good if I get the RV lot. If I get a single family house, do I really need a travel trailer? Well, if the single family house is old, I'd rather just let that be and just be in a brand new travel trailer, but we'll see. Back to these live comments. If I miss a comment, please write it again. Don't take it as disrespect. Bree, I love you. You're so beautiful. She goes, I had a discussion with my friend telling him how free I am. The no kid life is such a blessing. He was convincing me otherwise you can live free. And kids convincing me he's free. Yeah, I mean, look, everyone wants to justify what they want. People who want kids want to justify why they should have kids. People who don't have kids or don't want kids say, look, this is the best life. It's like everything. Some people justify buying an HOA. Some people justify not buying an HOA. You can justify anything based on your desires, but don't mow someone else's lawn. Don't count someone else's blessing. Just say, look, I enjoy being single with no kids, or I enjoy having no kids. If you enjoy having kids, God bless you. Remember, guys, when someone doesn't like Florida, that means more Florida for you. Remember, when someone doesn't like, Asian chicks, that's more Asian for you. When someone doesn't like whatever, there's enough to go around. Focus. This guy probably wants to cream pie you. It's true. Bree, it's going to be tough when you get to your late 20s, 30s. If you can biologically have kids, women, again, I remember dating this MILF in her late 40s. She goes, Sam, I don't know what happened to me. In my late 20s, my hormones kicked in. I felt like I had to have kids. It's like house fever. They get kid fever. And then you talk to them in their 50s and they love their kids, but it's a burden. Okay. It's a burden. I got someone I know. Look, having kids may be great, but once they hit puberty, get ready for hell. Puberty to their late 20s, guys. It's a steel cage match to the death. Okay. And I know someone I know right now got 2 adult kids. It's still a disaster. So everyone decides how they want to spend their money, how they want to spend their emotion. If you have kids, that's your life. You're done. Your money and your emotions go to your kids. If you don't, you got to figure out what you want to do. There's no right or wrong. Some people enjoy, everyone's different. That's all I want to say. I want to give everyone the freedom to do what they want. But keep it up a break. Remember, you're going to be a hot catch. A lot of guys want to get with you. How? Sammy, how is your Tuesday going, brother? Thank you. I love you. I'm proud of you. Yeah, Tuesday's going good. I feel in a good zone. It's amazing a couple days can change, because a couple days ago when I got that speeding ticket, I was upset. That's why I tell you, when you have a bad day, survive the day. When you're having a bad day, just get through the day. Now, again, does that mean every day is going to be positive? No, but I'm doing the best I can. So overall, Tuesday was good. I did everything I needed to do for work. I did everything I needed to do personally. I went for a nice walk. I went in the beach. Now I'm going live. I got home-based options. I feel encouraged. I'm sharing, and I want to tell you how I hope you had a good Tuesday. I hope you're feeling better from COVID. How? What's good, Yacht Club? Yacht Club's in the building. Shout out to all my members. Inspire James. Bree. Relative to prisoner in max security, he's free. Yeah, guys, look, my mom always told me, she goes, Sam, do whatever you want when it comes to having kids. But I want to tell you, once you have a kid, you never stop worrying. And I learned this when I had a dog, because having a dog, if you truly love it, and especially if you're single with no kids, that becomes your kid. And when I got sick in the hospital, you know what I worried about? My dog and who was good to take care of it. I worried about my dog to the day she died. And even after she died, I could barely be happy for at least a year. And it took me 3 years to really even get over it. And I said I would never want to go through that again. So, again, everyone's different. Everyone spends their emotions and their money's different. So, I don't want to control people. And that's why I'm single with no pets, no kids, because I don't want to be controlled and I don't want to control. And I want you guys and girls to figure out what you want. It's not easy to figure out what we want. But that's what I always tell you guys. When in doubt, keep it simple. Oh, Inspired James, how am I so late on these super chats? Damn it, forgive me for I've sinned. Woo! 24.9 subs. Same 8. Brother, Inspired James, you've been a blessing to me. I just pulled up the members chat on the laptop. And what I can tell you, brother, arrows are up, but the gratitude is from the heart emoji and prayer emoji. Thank you very much. James also gave me another $2 super chat hydration break. Let's take it. And I want to say thank you. Okay? And if you don't know what to say sometimes, because it's tough, you just say thank you. Okay? Because that's enough if you're lost for words. Let's take a hydration break. Appreciate you. The other thing I want to share with you is I remember telling my father I was very thankful. He helped me start my career as an electrician. Thankful for everything he did. Some people, you tell them thank you. You express gratitude and it's still not good enough. They're still going to say something spiteful. I know someone right now that's going to do a surprise and run for an HOA president right at the last minute just to be spiteful to all his other neighbors. He was an ex-cop. I said to myself, damn, an ex-cop, he was probably the type of guy pull you over doing 39, 35. Then I say to myself, what type of father would do that? What type of man would do that? What type of man, to be spiteful, would throw something back in your face? Maybe a good man, but not that person you want to live next to. But when you're in a HOA, there's always a couple. But look, when you're in a single family house, there's going to be a couple on your block. You can't get away from people. And it's the give and the take. We're all imperfect. I don't want to preach from a place of, I don't want to act like I'm better than anyone. Okay, but I'm not going to act like I'm below anyone. I'm not going to act like after I told them thank you, I tried to express that I truly appreciate, because I appreciate, guys, I know, I recognize, without the help of others, there's no way in life I would be where I'm at. I put in the work, I did what I need to do for me, but I acknowledge the help that I've gotten along the way. But I want to tell you right now, I got no problem acknowledging that because I'm humble enough to do it, but I will never be abused emotionally by a spiteful person. Okay? Because there's nothing in life worth that. Nothing. You might as well be dead because they're going to control you the rest of your life. So what I want to tell you tonight, as we deliver every insecure person that doesn't have the strength to get over this controlling, abusive person, I don't care what they did for you. If a thank you wasn't good enough, you don't need them. I don't care if they got you into the country with a green card. I don't care if they paid for your college. I don't care if they gave you a blowjob and deep-throated you. If you said thank you and they want something else, change your number, cut them off, and never look back. Because anyone that did something for you and now you owe them your soul, they're the devil. They want you to stay married with them till they die, they're the devil. If it's not healthy, it's time to move on. It's better to borrow money from a bank than a friend or family. It's better to live alone than in a house with a contentious person. It's better to live below your means than in a beach bungalow you inherit from someone you put up with just to inherit the beach bungalow. That's what I want to tell you tonight. That's what I want to tell you tonight. I want you to be free. Free from the OCD, the obsessive compulsive disorder person that's running your house. They mentally can't handle when things are out of order, so they try to control you. Okay. And you've been putting up with that shit and you're a prisoner in your own house. You got a tippy toe in your own house. Super chat, 199, 1 max. What's up, man? I can't say much here, but thank you, Sam. 1 max, thank you. Okay. I appreciate you with gratitude. You keep building your best life, 1 max. You take this strength, you take this inspiration, you put your own twist on it. Don't be me, be you. But don't let anyone put you in the corner. Like they told us in Dirty Dancing, great movie, no one puts baby in the corner. And what I want to tell you tonight, guys, don't let anyone put you under their thumb. And I'm talking, this isn't a personal setting. In a professional setting, you work with people. You're paid to work with people. And if you're blessed, you're going to eventually work with some great people. I'm fortunate. I'm actually very inspired by people I work with at this point. But there's been times in my life where I haven't. Okay. And I do what you got to do. Okay. But in your personal life, guys, inheritance is not worth, I mean, unless you got no other choice. I understand some people got no choice. But if you got a choice, always choose your independence and your freedom, your peace. Okay. Don't let anyone control you. Okay. All right, let's go back to these live comments. Thank you. If I miss a comment, please write it again. ESP, what's up, ESP, everyone? ESP, what do you think? HOA, ESP, or no HOA? Which home base do you like, ESP? And how are you on your journey to decide if you want to leave Alaska for the winter? If you want to share, I'd be interested in knowing your update. Spar James, how? The vid symptoms this evening. He's Hal. I'm sorry. Inspired James asking how is his COVID symptoms? Again, one of the home bases I'm looking at, a guy got COVID. He's elderly and he's not in good shape from what it sounds like. God bless him. Inspired James says, hey, ESP, keep it up a break. I was trying to make a point to him that he can't just book a flight without consulting his wife. Sounds like he wants to get with you, Bree. Without making child arrangements and being single, I can book a flight whenever. You're 100% right. You know, single with no kids means maximum freedom. It does, so all I can tell you is it doesn't mean that he should be single, but it means that one is be careful how much you talk to married people. Because I've been attracted to a couple married girls. And I always had to remind myself, Sam, keep your distance. Because I never want to get entangled in that. It's very hard. Because you see some married people, they look so damn good and you vibe so much. You say, damn, well, when your spouse dies, I'll be chilling. Nah, I ain't doing that. I don't want to plant that seed, man. So, sometimes in life, guys, what Erykah Badu say? Guess I'll see you next lifetime. So I'll see you next lifetime, guys. In this lifetime, I don't have to check in with anyone, guys. Okay. In this lifetime, I don't have to consult anyone about a home base. Okay. In this lifetime, I learned my lesson from my first home base. Don't buy something that you have to borrow money from family. Oh, I want to testify. If someone's out there, unless you're in a tough situation, don't buy a property that you got to borrow money from family. If you can't borrow money from the bank, then don't borrow money. Unless you're completely destitute and you got no other choice. Nothing is worth your freedom. They will throw it in your face 10 years later. You will never be free if you borrow money from your family. I don't care if you came to America with them riding a canoe, okay? They will throw you overboard eventually. Because I've seen it time and time again. No one ever forgets when they let you borrow money. Ever. And I will say my mom was gracious to me. Okay? Because she could have threw some things in my face. She was gracious. My father was spiteful. And through my own lessons, I learned when I let other people borrow money, I never, at a certain point, just don't expect it back. And I don't lend money that I expect back. And now no one really has my phone number other than a few people. So ain't no one there to really ask me for borrow money. And if someone asks me to borrow money that I don't like, I'm changing my damn phone number. Okay. So I'll tell you. Good job. Hopefully I get all these comments. Keep it over, Bray. Inspired James, exactly. Inspired James. Yes, Bray. Hal, my man, I appreciate that, brother. You did the right thing. Now you're going on your third month. Imagine you didn't apply for a job months ago. Imagine you weren't working and you caught COVID 2 weeks before your unemployment would end. You would be going nuts. That's why never wait till last minute. Good job. Cal, thank you again, brother. Good question. We talked that out. I appreciate you, Cal. Gratitude. Hal. No symptoms today. Praise the Lord. Your health is your wealth. Just sweating. Yeah, I mean, I even felt a little bit not under the weather, but I felt a little bit scraggly voice, little, not 100%. So who knows if I got COVID. But if you guys remember when COVID first happened last year, when I traveled from Florida to New Jersey, I lost my voice for like 2 weeks. I didn't have a fever, but I had serious phlegm and congestion. It was a little wild. Those who watch remember. I lost my voice, but I showed up every day. I went live. I just basically did hand signals. Show up even if you have COVID, as long as it's not crazy. No, not to your job, because you can't. It's not wise. But you know what I mean. Good job, Hal. Hal, I was looking since now. Hal, you say, I'm sorry. He said he was looking since November. Hal, like I told you from the beginning, brother, you got champion written all over you, brother. You keep doing your thing. D. Oh, mateys. D, we love you. Welcome to the Yacht Club. Welcome to the members chat. We appreciate you, D. We hope your leg is healing up. Thank you for being an awesome person. Mary Toss, thumbs up to Hal. Mary Toss, here we go. What is that you like about the countryside RV space? Love the question. I love the lot. For those also who have been watching my channel since I started 4 years ago, I had a vision that when I come to Florida, I would never want to buy a house. I would never even want to buy a condo. Because after home ownership for 15 years, I kind of learned that it never stops with repairs. I hate tools. I hate maintenance. My dream was a level concrete pad with electric, water, and sewer. Everything a house has, all the utilities, with palm trees and lush landscaping surrounding it. And you put an RV on it, and you put insurance on it. If it blows away, you get another one. And in 10 years, 20 years, if it gets old, you tow it away, you put another one. There's nothing else to do. And this lot is the exact vision I had. It's level. It's beautiful. It's got lush landscaping. Everything. It's got a shed. Everything's immaculate. It's not by the beach, but the key thing with that is I've learned to appreciate the quietness of this country section. Now, I'm not going to lie to you that I still love the beach. That's got to be part of my daily routine. But for a 40-minute drive, because look, when I get 65, 65, yeah, when I'm 75, will I be swimming in the ocean 85? I can see look, I like the peace of the countryside. Even these places I'm looking at, beachside, whether the beach bungalow or these other ones, there's a lot more higher energy. And I like that, but this countryside, guys, this is a quiet, peaceful area. Now, it's a little eerie at night. I don't like that. A little scary. But what I love most about that lot is the landscaping, the levelness, the size. Everything that I imagined what I would get if I ever owned property again is in that lot. The only thing is it's 40 minutes away from the ocean, which I was anticipating being closer to the ocean. That hopefully that explains it. How? My mouth has that sick taste in it. I understand that, like NyQuil. Otherwise, I feel better than I did a few days ago. Praise the Lord. Your health is your wealth. Don't take any day for granted. Get in the ocean as many days as you can. Go after your best life. Never go more than 3 days without being in the gym. Go for a walk every hour. Keep your blood flowing. Drink more water. Eat more greens. Have some sugar, but not too much. Have some few good relationships in your life as far as maybe just friends, but don't have too much. Let's take hydration break. Cheers to you guys and girls. Thank you again for everyone who watches my channel, for all my members. Gratitude, appreciation. Inspired James, hello D. Inspired James, use that custom member, drop the mic emoji. I'm glad that emoji's out there. Thank you, Inspired James. Keep it up, a Bree. I had this one patient, Bree's a nurse, the other day telling me he had a drinking problem. That's most of the people in America. And had 2 mortgages, probably most people in America too, bills, attachments, etc. In my head, I was thinking the American dream is to be free of less attachments. Keeping up, a Bree, you are wise beyond your years if you have figured out less is more. Even now, after I figured it out, it's a discipline to not just figure it out, but to keep it as a practice. Because I've been very tempted, guys, to overbuy, whether it's home bases or RVs. And now I've kind of sacrificed, I've waited. I feel it's a wise time at the right price, the right situation to do something. But even now, I'm like constantly wait 24 hours, wait 72 hours. I'm very cautious because I don't want to go back to a life where I'm at my means or above my means, or have too many things that I don't use. You know, my mom said, Sam, that beach bungalow sounds, like a dream, nice, but does that just put you in the same position you were in New Jersey? Does it give you the freedom that you're looking for, that you like? The single family house with 2 RV lots, will I use that? I guess I'll use the house for a gym and for a workout. I use one RV hookup. I don't know. Again, the RV lot is exactly what I would use. Just one place to park an RV, park my car, and that's it. But the drive at night, I don't know. We'll see. Spire James. House with the 2 lots sounds very appealing. It's interesting. Some of the houses on that street are not too appealing. That's the problem with no HOA. But the location is appealing. The upside is definitely there. Love to you, brother. Keep it up a break. I'm so happy I didn't let society convince me that having a family, a big house with maintenance and living the attached life is happy. I'd rather live unattached solo life brings peace. Keeping up, a Bree, your brain doesn't fully develop till 25. You don't know who you are till 35. You're starting to learn who you are. What I want to tell you is you have the type of personality which you're articulating that you like love. Everyone likes to be loved. You still have needs. But what happens is when you get in a relationship, you become emotionally unhealthy. You have too much stress. And if you have a kid, you're going to love your kid, but you're also going to destroy yourself in caring for your kid. You have the personality that you need to be single for your own emotional wellness. You still have needs. You're still going to want some companionship. You're still going to have desires, but you're going to need some discipline. And you're going to have to remember the grass isn't always greener. The grass isn't always greener when there's no HOA because now you have to mow the lawn. The grass is actually greener in more HOA communities because there's a recurring maintenance. In a community with no HOA, guys, you may do the lawn, your neighbor may not. You may take care of your lawn, your neighbor may not. Don't worry about your neighbor getting married. Don't worry about the person at your job having the baby shower. In your 20s and 30s, it's hard not to do that. But in your 40s and 50s, you're going to see. You're going to see that they paid a price. Everyone pays a price, guys. And in my experience, on average, a lot of people get to their 40s and 50s, guys, and they just want to they love their children, and they may even love their family, but mainly they just want to, now that their kids are raised, now they just want to go experience life again on their terms. Because they paid a major price. I know a guy right now, guys, and he loves his child, takes good care of his child. But look, children give you hell. As good as I gave my mom trouble, not like major trouble, but I was a kid. We all do. Does that mean you shouldn't have kids? No, guys. Everyone decides what they want, but make sure you evaluate. I know some great people that have kids. I love them. I'm not mad at them. Guys, don't internalize what I say. I respect that everyone has a different journey. But I want to tell those who I connect with on a similar level with single and no kids, don't begrudge your singleness. You still have needs. You're still going to have moments of loneliness, of horniness, of sadness. But there will be joy again. The worst time in your life was when you were in a relationship. I look back at my life. The lowest moments in my life emotionally were when I was with someone else. Work on yourself. And when you work on yourself, you don't become men going their own way. You become a man or a woman who takes accountability for your life. You don't blame your ex. You don't blame the married person that you had sex with. You take accountability for your life and you move forward. And you respect women, you respect men, you respect kids, you respect relationships, but you respect yourself. See, the problem is many people don't respect themselves. And that's why they want rough sex and they want to be gagged, because they want to be disrespected. Okay? Because it's something inside them that, I think people don't spend enough time working on themselves. Because look at Jennifer Lopez. Beautiful, wealthy, famous. Everything most of these frauds would want. Most of these TikTok people would want. But she can't be alone. And because she can't be alone, she goes from Alex Rodriguez to Ben Affleck to this to that. And what you don't realize is, look, I mean, who am I to give J-Lo advice? But as an observer, I look at J-Lo been divorced 3 times. Sade been divorced. Elon Musk been divorced. I look at all these people that, Halle Berry, who, I mean, it's like at a certain point, guys, like a lot of you beat yourself up for not being so beautiful or not being so tall or not being so good looking. But why don't you look around the people who have everything you want, the looks, the money? And why don't you look that they still go through hardships? Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, whoever you want to name. Scottie Pippen, ex-wife, she on Instagram, crazy. Okay. But look, guys, life is a journey, guys. I mean, I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their journey. Some people want to be married. They don't care if they get divorced 3 times. I'm not here to judge that. I'm just here sharing my experience and my thoughts and connecting with other people. Some are like-minded, some are not. But love to you, Bree. How? Keep it up, Bree. What's good? Why does every department in the hospital industry treat housekeeping like crap? Like we are the help? Yeah, I mean, that's a shame. But what I can tell you is if you do your job with dignity and self-respect, even the people that treat you a little bit disrespectful, they'll eventually one day need your help or be working for you. One of the reasons I often share, like, my favorite movie was, one of my favorite movies was Coming to America. And one of the scenes that stands out to me that not too many people remember or think about is when Eddie Murphy, who in the movie was a prince, had all the money in the world, all the power. He came to America and he was willing to work at McDonald's sweeping the floors. But him and Arsenio Hall, they both were like, Arsenio Hall was like his servant. But they were both wealthy and powerful. But they came to America, and Arsenio Hall, he didn't want to work with his hands. He was very prima donna pussyfooting around. But Eddie Murphy was sweeping the floor, and he was doing it with complete self-respect and pride as if he was royalty. And the girl noticed that even though he was doing such a basic low-level job, he did it with such dignity, she noticed. When I did DoorDash, which is one of the lowest jobs, on the economic scale in America, which is basically being a pizza delivery person, which I did also. When I did that with dignity, guys, not only do you make more money, people notice. People in the restaurant notice. People as customers know. You're always going to get some bad ratings. You're always going to get it, and you're going to mess up sometimes. Like I say, if you have a bad day at work, show up the next. If you have a bad delivery, do the next one. I know people ruin their career. They got embarrassed and they never showed up again. And then they ruin their life. They have to live with someone else to split the bills. It's a total disaster. Oh, I hope you heard that one. I've seen people work their way up from a security guard, which is one of the lowest jobs in America, let's be honest. I would do it if I had to. And they went up to IT tech. They quadrupled their salary and went to an above average career because they did their basic job with dignity. And they were not concerned. And I'm sure they had some people treat them with disrespect, because a security guard is like a doorman. You know, you meet so many people and so everyone's thinking about what they got to do. They're just trying to check in. They don't want to be bothered with showing you all this shit. I want to tell you, in America, on average, if you do your basic job with dignity and effort, you're going to move up. That American dream is still alive. But if you're a lazy sloth, I want to trade you to Afghanistan. I want to get Joe Biden on the phone right now. And I want to tell him by August 31st, I want to ship out every lazy sloth. Every nasty person that has 5 profiles, but they don't have one job. I want people to say to themselves, if I show up and put some effort into it and have an overall positive attitude, I am going to prosper. Whether I have a beach bungalow, an RV lot, or I live in my car, I carry myself and I do for myself with a level of dignity. And I've lived it. I'm living it. I'm in a gas station. I'm in my car. I've been in a gated community. I've worked the basic jobs in the country and I've worked a corporate. I have a testimony. Okay. I don't have a theory. I have a testimony. Okay. So I don't want to hear your theory. I don't want to hear your excuse on why you can't. As you sit in your air-conditioned shared apartment or house that you live in with your family, I don't want to hear it. Okay. I'm not impressed. While you sell yourself short your entire life, you settle for a life that's below your potential with people who do drugs and alcohol, they're middle-aged, and you stay around family just for inheritance. I don't want to be around those type of people. And that's what, guys, it's better to live alone in a gas station than with contentious people. But it's not better to live alone in a gas station if you don't work, because you're going to end up crawling back, begging them to take you back in. So what I want to tell you, if you're cleaning the fucking urine pan in a hospital, you are blessed, because you're earning an income in a good industry and you will move up and you will have your own apartment, you will have your own things, and you'll have your own dignity. But if cleaning a toilet or delivering food or starting at the bottom or not getting paid enough initially, if that turns you off, turn this channel off. Go play your video games. Go look in your refrigerator, see what your mom brought home. Okay. And go be delusional, where you blame everything on the government, on the vaccine, on Biden, on Trump. You got an excuse for everything. Okay. And I don't know much, but I know this. The quality of your life is based on the quality of your relationships and specifically the people in your inner circle and the people you live with. And if you are not using your effort and your talents and gifts, you are going to live a horrible life because you're going to live with bad people. That's all I want to tell you. All right, let's take a hydration break. Let's go all live comments. If I miss a comment, guys, let me know. Forgive me for being late on these. We're going to get back to it. Oh, I missed some damn fucking super chats. Forgive me, guys. My man Infinity, what's up, brother? Infinity, 199 super chat. Work in yourself for the win. Infinity, thank you, brother. You keep that dream in front of you of towing that travel trailer with that Gladiator Jeep truck. Whether you get the 1,000 Trails camping pass or whether you figure it out. But your best life is a life that you have a vision of and that you want and that you're willing to go after and willing to put in the work. And that's what you're doing, Infinity. You're going to do it. You're going to kick ass. My man, Keith Smith, shout to you. Scotty Smimpin, Will Simp, and Bizzo Simp, Elon Simp. Well, guys, I think that immature boys and men came up with the word simp because they feel bad about themselves. The only person that would call you a simp is someone who once was, because it takes one to know one. And guys, we've all been a sucker for love. Tupac had a whole song about it. But here's the other thing. You're going to get your heart broken. You're going to get taken advantage of. But you're also going to do the same thing to someone else. Keith Smith, how many fat, ugly chicks wanted to get with you? Okay. So I don't want to hear simp. I don't want to hear men going their own way. Okay. I don't want to hear delusional people online that don't take accountability. They're not a man. They're not a woman. They're infants. Okay. Okay. And they have found their community online not in a way to develop themselves, but in a way to blame someone else. They're a blamer. The first step to accountability is, the first step to growth is accountability. I wrote a self-help book. It didn't sell not a damn one. I gave them away. And the first chapter was, if you don't take accountability for your life, you're never going to grow. You're never going to grow. And so what I want to tell you is stop blaming the women. Stop blaming the men. Take accountability. You went after the good-looking person, or you just got played, and that happens to all of us. Guys, you don't win a championship without losing games. Okay? And if you're scared to lose a game, okay, when you lose, you have to learn not just how to win in life, but how to lose. You have to learn that you come up to the mic at the end of a loss, and you have humility. You don't blame someone else. You don't cause a capital riot because you love your country so much you would never destroy your country. Okay. See, I tell you right now, if you don't learn to lose with dignity, you will be an arrogant, unaccountable asshole. Okay. And I know people who have called themselves an asshole and they take pride in that. And I said, what type of person would call themselves an asshole? Okay. Don't do that. Don't talk bad about yourself. And don't talk bad about people who are immature in their relationships, the simps. You've been a simp. I've been a simp. Keith Smith. A simp is someone who puts sex over respect and pride. I've been there. We all have. It's immaturity. That's what it's called. You're talking, instead of simp, what you're really trying to articulate, you're just regurgitating what someone online taught you. But the true meaning of what they're trying to communicate, they're just doing it in a very adolescent way, is that someone was immature, okay, and they got taken advantage of because their priorities were in the wrong place. So what I would like to hear better is, my priorities were in the wrong place. I was too immature. Now I'm going to take accountability and work on myself. Okay. Because when I hear the word simp, what it sounds like is, I blame them. That's what it sounds like. Let's cut the bullshit, keep it simple. Okay. And I love you enough to tell you it straight up so that I don't lead you astray and make 5 million videos about how to blame someone else. You know, you went to a foreign country for a cheaper currency exchange and to fuck hot chicks. And you got taken advantage of because you're a simp. Okay. And if you married someone, okay, and you promise, look, guys, We have to be honest with ourselves. If we don't have that, we don't have to hurt ourselves because we've all fallen. But we can't live this life where we get caught in this algorithm of delusion. The algorithm of delusion, guys, it's all throughout the internet. YouTube, TikTok. I'm going to do a whole live for you talk about my mom said she saw this on TikTok. Sam, is it true? I said, Ma, stop watching so much TikTok. It's all fraud, yeah, guys. So, entertainment is good. Okay. But the best thing, okay, is a level of reality, not delusion. All right, let's go back to these live comments. David, I see you. Christine, I see you. Forgive me, guys and girls, for being late on these comments. I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, K. Smith. I love you. Thank you, Infinity. Where was that? How was the last one I read? Guys, if you haven't already, click that thumbs up. Inspired James says, Bree, all those attachments can drive one drinking. I can imagine. Yeah, most people drink because of stress. It's true. Or they mix it with their prescription drugs. What a shit show that is. Yep, never tell someone who drinks too much they had too much to drink. You're basically going to start a fight. And nope, don't do that one. Mary Taz, Bree, you just keep doing you. I agree with Mary Taz. How? I just became a manager for housekeeping in a hospital, and that's all I've seen. Well, you're going to see a lot of things in this world, but through all the rain and pain, you got to keep your sense of humor. You got to be able to smile through all the bullshit. Shout out to Tupac. Keep it up, Bree. Oh my God, Hal. I love everyone equally. They are just miserable people. Oh yeah. Don't pay no mind to them. We need our rooms clean in the hospital. Definitely. You matter. 100. Good job, Bree. Hal. Bree, what do you do in the hospital? Hal. I appreciate people like you. We love you, Hal. Keep it up, Bree. And James, seriously, that could hurt your mental health severely. I agree with that. I've learned living out of 2 suitcases and having a bed to sleep in is all I have in my apartment. I love it. I have very little things. Keep it up, Bree. You're on fire tonight. Inspire James. Hal. Is it in IT? I can relate, but we're integral, something like that, and appreciate it, even if it's not often communicated. Yeah, guys, everyone does a part. IT people keep the computer servers running for YouTube, porn, banking, etc. Door dashers keep the food going. Cooks keep the food being cooked. Gas attendants, truck drivers keep the gas being delivered. Nurses keep the sick getting helped. Guys, the list goes on and on and on. But guess what, guys? If you don't want to do anything, God bless you. But without people doing stuff, nothing moves in this world. It's true. Got to figure out something to do. I'm not saying you have to do things you hate, even though I do think part of your career, you got to do some things you hate. But as you do things you hate, you live below your means, you save up. Find out what you somewhat like to do. Because even the things you love to do, it still work. But guess what, guys? If you don't work, your dreams don't work. Guess what, guys? If you don't do anything, you get more depressed. Guess what, guys? If you don't get up early, you take a nap. And guess what, guys? If you take a nap, you might as well be dead. Okay. Pick out the casket. Okay. Now, again, my mom takes a nap. I love her. There's exceptions. You know what I mean. Inspired James. Wow, Bree. I think I'd be opposite. At least more anxiety on the mental health side. Me anyway. Huff, huff, wheeze. How? If these nurses keep rushing me, I won't those COVID room. Won't clean those COVID room. Well, service will smile, brother. Be lighthearted. Try to let it roll off your shoulders. Because what I can tell you is the contentious nurses, they'll quit. They'll get pregnant. And they'll get caught fucking a doctor. And then you'll take their spot. Service will smile. Thank you. Thank you very much. Inspired James. Woo! 24.9 subs, brother. I appreciate people like you, Inspired James. You've been a blessing to me. I'll never forget you. Keep it over, break. How? Laughing my ass off. Don't let them nurses Yet most nurses are living above their means. Yep, eating Chipotle and smoking cigarettes on their break. Her family, they have to support and wish they were you, laughing. But I feel you, though. Some people grouchy. I agree with that. Good job, Bree. Inspired James, hydration break. You know what it is. Let's do it. Keep it up a break. James, honestly, working in intensive care and dealing with people on ventilators at the brink of death are used to have panic attacks coming into work. Yeah, when you see death every day, what you're basically experiencing is traumatic stress every day. And that's why I feel like, I feel like everyone in the workforce, you should work 20 years and you're done. And if you want to work more than that, that's optional. Why? Especially, look, you only can see so much of that shit. You get it can mess you up mentally. But thank God, look, guys, some people like to deal with it, though. So everyone's different. Keep it up, Bree. Now that I switched my occupation in mental health, I feel less stressed. There you go. Yeah, find out what works better for you. Figure it out. Yes, there are some wild patients, but at the same time, it's all about your approach. I agree. I rather deal with mental than critical. Well, keep it up, Bree. That's how you figure out your career. You trial and error and you keep showing up. Good job. Inspire James, testify Sam. Thank you. One Max, I appreciate you. Thank you for that gracious super chat. Much appreciated. Inspire James. Don't plant that or any other seeds unless you growing your own food. Ain't no one growing their own food. And if they're growing their own food, they're still ordering Chipotle and DoorDash at night because their own food they grow don't satisfy them. It's true. Infinity, forgive me for being late, brother. What's up, brother? What's been good? Home base shopping and looking at the next dimension of my life. When in doubt, I don't buy, but we got some options on the table, Infinity. Love to you, brother. How you doing in your journey? How? I would be shook, Daddy, if that happened. I gave myself till June to get a job. Yeah, thank God you did the right thing, brother. Them people out there stressing now. Spire James, Ace, fire emoji. Tony, what's up, brother? Shout out to Canada, man. Tony, what's up? Sammy, how are the MILFs looking at Starbucks these days? Pretty solid, I would say solid. There's a lot of turnover and there's a lot of new people. I give the Starbucks baristas C+. Okay. Now, again, there's some areas I go A. Okay. And if you're watching this and you serve me at Starbucks, if you're watching, I give you A. Because I want you to fuck up my coffee. I've had some people that work at Starbucks, they know who I am. So, guys, if you know who I am, you're the best looking person I ever met in my life. All right? Don't fuck up my coffee, please. God forbid. Okay. So, Tony, don't ask me no question like that. Because now, see, Tony, it's the problem. Okay. Now that I'm at 25,000 subs, I got like 7 million views. I'm getting more and more YouTube famous. And as I'm getting, around certain areas, everyone, more and more people like to get to know you. And then I can't be anonymous. So like you asked me a question, like, Sam, how's the MILFs at Starbucks? Like, 10,000 subs ago, I said, this bitch crazy, this one doing that. Now I gotta be a little bit political. Like, let's, you look good, you look very good, don't fuck up my coffee. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, I gotta start making my own coffee. Because now I can't even, one is I can't sit in Starbucks because it's shut down because the COVID cases went up. And that's why home base may be possible. And two is, I don't know, like you guys already know, to me, I don't want to be famous. I want the money. I want my channel to grow. I enjoy doing this. It's a passion on the side. Obviously it's nice to know that you connect with other people. It's nice to meet people. And I have met some great people that know me online. And it's like, that's a blessing. But also there's a part of me that, guys, I'm like in and out. You know what I mean? Like dipping and dabbing. And so I love you, Tony. Great to see you, man. ESP. I think it's something to consider, the fact that the guy has to move because he's ill. I will look at that. Oh, you're talking about this is a good. She's talking about the home base on half acre. I will look at that and think about what you need to do if something similar happened to you in that home. That's a good question. Well, it's not a home. It's a half acre of land, well manicured, well landscaped, with an area to park an RV with electric and water, no sewer. I'm concerned regulations could crack down on that because I don't think it's legal. But I think it'd be a good investment. But yeah, if I got sick, and I didn't have sewer, would it really bother me? Well, even if I get the RV lot with sewer, I still feel like I'm going to shit in a bag and piss in a thing. Why? I don't know. Maybe I won't. But you make a fair point, ESP. ESP also says, but as for which to choose, I think that's kind of up to you. Because only you can tell. Because you're actually there. Good point. And you can see and feel the place. Excellent point. ESP is very smart. And you know where your heart is. ESP, you're a smart girl. I love you. Mary Taz, I totally get it. Sam, I have a vision of what I think I want. Mary Taz, me and you on the same page. Good job. Oh, I will say this, Tony. There's this one girl, well, if she's watching, I'll say, I'm not going to say her name. There's this one girl in Starbucks. I saw her the other day. Okay? And she looked good. Now, she's a little young. Okay? I think she's of age. So, now, if she's watching, what do I want to tell her? I don't know, man. Like, I really don't want to tell her I want to get with her because I probably don't want to even go down that route. But I did masturbate to her because she looked kind of good. Okay. So let's stay positive. It's me, Sam. If your mother is telling you to carefully consider the beach bungalow, that makes me think that she's not seriously considering moving to Florida. Yeah, ESP, great observation. Look, guys, I think it's a very low probability that my mom ever moved to Florida full time. Having capacity to house my mother if she needed to and wanted to is the best way to communicate it. I think the odds are my mom never comes to Florida, and the best option is capacity if she does, or the Class B van that I could carry a wheelchair in, put a ramp, and at least get her down here. So, yeah, you're right. Good job. Mary Taz, the dog is bugging me to go. Have a good night. Mary Taz, I totally understand. I lived that life. You keep walking that dog's walking you. That's a good thing. ESP, good night, Mary Taz. Infinity, thank you again, brother. Work on yourself for the 100% win. My man, Keith Smith. Yeah, we read all that. I love you, Keith Smith. I respect you and I appreciate you. Inspired James. Laughing at Kate. Inspired James, big simping. Nah, I ain't big into that, but I love you guys. Keith Smith. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, you know what it is, Keith Smith. You're a smart guy. So is Inspired James. I know you guys got caught in the algorithm of the men going their own way. You know I love you both, and if you both want to be men going their own way, I still love you. I still respect you. I'm just speaking my piece. Remember that, guys. I love you. Christina, watching, loved you all. Christina, I love you. Christina, you know what it is. You're in Christina 3.0. You're living, your third dimension life, where you got an adult daughter. She may be making similar mistakes that maybe you took, but you're letting her live her life. You're focusing on you because you can only control so much. Don't let her talk to you crazy. At the same time, don't take it too seriously. Just keep doing you. I love you. My man, David. What's up, brother? Beware of people who call themselves assholes. You nailed it. Even though I will say I had a couple people call themselves asshole, I still love them. They're good people. But I'm trying to make points, guys. I love you. He goes, I used to have a roommate. Here we go. He's testifying. David Lopez testifying tonight. He goes, I used to have a roommate 12 years ago who called himself an asshole. You get it? They are basically saying, I cannot be trusted. Guys, show some respect. Hand clap emoji to my man David Lopez. He doesn't say much. He doesn't ask for much. But if you can't show him the respect on a hand clap emoji, I feel like you're not paying attention. Inspired James, hello, Christina. I think that we got... Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, no. Wait. Yeah, okay. Inspired James says, yes, David, they're usually unapologetic narcissists. Yeah, I mean, there's always some exceptions, but I agree with that on average. And I hope that this live feed helped you in some way. I hope it didn't hurt you. Hope it helped you. I hope that the conversation, the topics, whether the structured topics or the things that we free-flowed, I hope that they gave you something to think about, inspired you in some way, motivated you, or whatever. At the end of the day, it's love and respect. Okay, I'm not trying to hurt you. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm just doing me. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to figure out my best life like you are. Okay, and at the end of the day, we got through another day. And that's all we can ask. Okay, try to get through each day as best you can. When you have a real bad day, just try to get through the day. When you have a good day, don't get prideful, because every day is one day at a time. Thank you, everyone, putting these hand claps. I see that, and I appreciate that. Show some love. I appreciate that. To David and everyone, thank you. Yeah, people need encouragement. People need a hand clap. People need cheerleaders. People need an encouraging word. All of us, myself included, guys and girls. We need some HOA. We need some other people to get involved in our lives, to give us opportunities, to encourage us, to teach us, to inspire us. We also need some independence where we're not smothered. We need balance. And that balance for you may be an HOA, it may be no HOA, it may be a nomad, it may be whatever it is. Okay. Love to you, David. So, again, I can only share. I can't tell you, like ESP was saying, which I agree. I can't tell you guys how to live your life. I mean, I tell you, but I can't tell you in a way where, I'm just sharing my thoughts. And it's good to tell people what you think for fun. Like, look, this is what I think. This is what I think. But ultimately, as an adult, your greatest asset as an adult is your ability to be an adult. To take hold of your life, take accountability, take charge, make decisions, sometimes painful, sometimes, you pay a price financially, emotionally. Took me 3 years to get over one girl, and it took me everything in my spirit not to blame her. Take accountability that I knew who I was getting involved with. I knew the game I was playing. That's not easy for people to do. It wasn't easy for me to never text her again. Every time you re-invite someone back in your life, don't blame them. You're re-inviting them back. You can't invite people back in your life and then complain that you're going backwards. You got to go forward. And it's going to take you all the strength, all the focus you have. What's the difference between a laser and a light focus? It's going to take the grace of God. Do I believe in God? Yeah, I do. Some days I curse God. I do. I just try and do the best I can, guys. I don't know what the hell lies in the world after this. If there is, I don't know. But I showed up. I did the best I could. I appreciate those who show me love in any form on this channel. I was thinking about that today. I just want to say thank you. And I want you to always have the freedom to come and to go as you please. You take what you can from me, you put your own twist on it, and you live your own life. If we're with each other for a long time, that's awesome. If we're not, I understand. Everyone has to go on their own journey in their own way. And that is the message tonight. Thank you.